K10 and I am at the beach. Yeah, the beach is so much fun and I had the best day ever. I made a sand castle, I played in the sand, I even went for a little dip in the ocean. It was the best time ever. And now I have to go home. And I just wish that there was a way to make me remember this great day that I've had at the beach. Wait a minute. This gives me a clever idea for a crafternoon. We can use some sand from the beach to make a beach memory. Yes! Oh, do you have a container I could use? Awesome, okay, great. What we'll do is we'll just scoop up some of this sand. Oh yeah, let's go, come on. Whoa, all right, so we have our bowl of sand. Ooh, listen to that. Well, that's kind of cool. All right, so let's open it up. Here we go. Wow, that is the sand from the ocean that we were just playing in. So what we're gonna do is we're going to take this sand, and my idea is we can make a sand castle with it. Have you ever made a sand castle? They are so fun. I have this cookie cutter that's in the shape of a sand castle. Well, this is actually the shape of a castle. So the idea is if we make a mixture of sand and glue, we can put it into this cookie cutter shape and then it's going to dry and then we can decorate it like a castle. How does that sound? And you'll always remember the great time from the beach. So let's get going. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take glue and we're going to put a lot of glue inside of this mixture because we really want to stir up glue and this sand together. We're gonna start with a little craft stick to stir this mixture up. And look at that. It's just slowly getting all of that sand into it. It kind of looks like sand slime, if you ask me. Look at that. It's just getting all ooey and gooey and sandy. Okay. And I think what I should do is maybe get my hands dirty. All right. Ew. It feels very much like wet sand, but with extra stickiness on it. Ew. So you make this kind of like a sand putty, and this is just sand and white glue that we've mixed together. Can you believe that? It kind of reminds me of baking, like rolling some dough in some sugar, but instead of sugar, it's just sand. All right, so we've got this this is starting to feel really good. So you kind of just have to judge it yourself. You want to have as much sand in here as you can, but not so much that you're gonna have sand all over the place. And a good idea when you're doing this craft is, because this is one of the messier crafts I've ever done, is do it with some paper lying down, or this is a great one to do outside to keep that mess under control. But look at this. This is even fun just to make sand slime, I have to say. So let's take our mold. I'm gonna move this bowl over here. We're gonna take our mold and we're gonna take our sand glue and we're gonna push it into the mold. Just make sure you press it all the way to those edges of that mold because you want it to retain that shape. All right, so we have this beautiful little mold. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this over here. So we're going to gently lift this in to here. Make sure you press it nice and flat so that the wax paper doesn't kind of bunch up underneath. because then you might get a crinkle mixed in with it. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna let this glue sand dry for about 3, 4, 5 days, however long it takes until it's dry. And then it's gonna look just like this. Wow! So this is what our castle looks like after you peel it out of the mold. And it's a little bendy because of the glue, but it's really solid otherwise. And now what I think we should do is decorate it and make it look very royal. And to do that, I have just the thing. Glitter glue. I love glitter glue because it adds always such a nice shine and impact to whatever you're trying to make look awesome. Let's make this beautiful outline. Here we go. Adding an outline always adds so much to make a project look finished. Wow, check this out. This is our crafternoon creation. It's a sand castle made of sand from the beach that we went to. Isn't that just so beautiful? If you want, you could also get a grown-up to put a magnet on the back and make it a beautiful magnet reminder of your trip. Thank you so much for having another very royal crafternoon with me, K10. Bye. Thank you so much for watching K10's Crafternoon. If you love making crafts as much as I do and you love making them with me, make sure to subscribe to my channel on YouTube at K10 Crafternoon. Make sure you ask a parent to help you out. Hi, it's me, K10, and check it out. Today we are in the desert. The desert is a place where there's not a lot of water, so it's really dry and really sandy, and there are a lot of special plants and animals that live in the desert. I want to show you a plant that I saw earlier today. I will give you a hint though. It is very pokey. Maybe the pokiest plant you've ever seen ever. Do you know what plant I'm talking about? I'm talking about the cactus. Check this out. This is a barrel cactus. And it's called a barrel cactus because it's shaped kind of like a barrel. And a barrel cactus can live to be over 100 years old. Can you believe that? And a barrel cactus has a lot of very sharp spikes on it. Ouch! And the reason why it's so sharp and pokey is because a cactus has to keep safe from all the animals that might want to eat it. Ooh, me? This gives me a clever idea for a crafternoon. We can make a cactus that doesn't hurt when you touch it. Yes! Okay, here I go! Oh, but wait! We're gonna need a rock to help us out. Come on! Whoa! Okay, so we're at our crafting table and we have our rock, which is going to be our cactus that doesn't hurt when you poke it. So to start, I'm gonna use a little bit of scrap cardboard just to be the working station so I don't get the table dirty. And I'm going to grab our palette. I'm using a real palette, but if you have a paper plate you wanna use, or even a real plate that you can wash and use again, you can use that too. And so I want to make my cactus green. So I was thinking we could use these paint and maybe mix them together. To paint this rock, I think I'm going to use a nice big paintbrush. I'm just going to start mixing these colors a little bit, but not a lot. And I'm just going to start painting this rock. And look at how nice that looks when you use a few different colors on your brush. It always adds a nice thing that artists call dimensionality to your painting. So see, you can kind of see a little bit of the blue in there and a little bit of the green. I just think that that looks really nice because in nature, there's a lot of dimensionality when you look at plants. Like even that cactus we were looking at today, it had a lot of different colors on it. And that's a nice thing about nature, I think. Okay, so when this is all painted on this side, I'm gonna try not to get my fingers too, okay. I'm gonna try not to get my fingers too messy, but because we're using acrylic paints, those are really easy to get off our hands when we're done. And artists always have some paint on their hands, I think. It's fun to make a mess. Get that all nice and green. Okay, wow, I just love how this is looking. Take a look at that. Okay, so we're just gonna let this hang out here. Okay, balance. I'm gonna pop that in there. I'm going to wipe off my fingers. And next thing we're gonna use to make this is a pot. And I'm using, like, I found this at the dollar store, but you can use anything to be your pot. You can recycle a can that a grown-up says is okay to use. You could use a bowl. You could use anything you want. You could even use a cardboard tube, but we're gonna use this today. I think that'll look really cute. So what I want to do before I put this in, actually I'm gonna maybe measure it a little bit. That looks good. I think I need a little padding underneath to hold this up. So I'm going to grab some felt from my awesome tray of craft supplies, and maybe that will help pad it up. This is the part of crafting that you just have to invent the solution. So let's try that again. That is looking really good. All right. Wow, okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to take some glue, and this is tacky glue. You can also use a glue gun if you have a grown-up with a glue gun, but I love using tacky glue. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna pour some glue in anywhere that the cactus is meeting the side of the container, just to get it all nice and in there already. And then we need to put some soil. So in the desert, there's sand, there's soil, there's rocks, as you know. And I was thinking maybe we could use some pom-poms to be our soil, because these are kind of cool because you can kind of just shove them in anywhere they need to go.
Pom-poms.
So I'm just gonna start putting in some pom-poms, just right in there to be our soil layer and our different rocks, and make it look kind of like a funny desert. Like maybe a desert where there's like a little bit extra color in the air. I've never been to a desert where I've seen soil like that. But this will be our desert. So once you got some pom-poms in here, and you know what, you can kind of like push them in so that they're poking out a bit, and also put them kind of where the glue was. It's a nice way to cover up the glue, and you know that those pom-poms are gonna stick. Okay, so now what I think we need to do is add some more tacky glue before our next layer of pom-poms. So just a big squirt of that. And you can get tacky glue at any sort of art supply shop. I just love it because it's so tacky. Tacky is another word for sticky. Wow, this is looking really, really good. Sometimes I even surprise myself at how good these crafts look. Check that out. That looks so nice. So now we talked about doing the spikes part that don't poke you. So for that, we're gonna use a brush. Let's use one of these smaller brushes here. And so we're gonna kind of use this brush kind of like a stamp. So we're gonna press it into this paint, and we're gonna stamp it right on there. Do you see that? So we're gonna use the white paint on the green and we're just gonna go stamp, stamp, stamp. That is something fun about different brushes. You can totally use them as brushes like we did to paint this green. You can also use them just like a stamp. And different size brushes will give you different size spikes. Here, I'll show you. Let's use this big brush and see how that stamps. I bet that's gonna make a really big spike. Whoa, that looks cool too. Everything is always a fun thing in crafts when you can just experiment and trust your gut. Okay, let me just take one more look. Wow, this looks really awesome. And also, the shape even reminds me of that barrel cactus shape.
Ooh, pretty.
Check it out. It's our crafternoon creation. Thank you for having another crafternoon with me, K10. Bye. Thank you so much for crafting with me. I can't wait to show you another craft coming up next. Hi, it's me, K10, and I'm just taking this water bottle out to the recycling bin. I love recycling bins because it is a great place to find things to make crafts with. And check this out, whoa! This is a rose bush. Have you ever seen a rose bush? Roses are beautiful flowers and they smell so sweet. And roses smell sweet because they attract pollinators like bees and butterflies to come fly right near them.
We love flowers. Num, num, num.
Oh hey, check this out. One of the roses fell off the bush. I wish it could have something to help it keep growing and get water to it so it could grow indoors even. Hey, wait a minute. This gives me a clever idea for a crafternoon. We can make a vase for this rose so it can continue to grow. Yes! Oh, and we can use this water bottle to make that happen. Come on, let's go. Whoa, all right, ready to craft. I've got the water bottle and I've got our beautiful smelling pink flower. Now I'm gonna roll up my sleeves and get to work. So what we're gonna do first is take this water bottle and we're going to cut it kind of in half. And this one has lines, some others don't. And just starting on this, it's a good thing to get a grown-up to help you out. But sometimes it's hard to make that first cut. There we go. But now that it's cut, I can just kind of go around on the lines like so. And we cut this whole thing in half. And so my idea for this vase is that we use the bottom to hold the water. But we need something to hold the flower up a little bit more because otherwise the flower kind of, can flop around. And I think it would just look a little bit prettier if we had like something nice to put the flower in. So my idea is, oh, come on. We open the cap off. We'll save that for another craft. We pop this in, and then we can put the flower into this kind of portion and keep all the water there so we don't slosh water around for moving the craft. So I think what we should do is cut this part to size. So I'm just gonna cut around like this. I just love making things out of things that I was going to recycle. So let's give this a shot. Pop that in. Oh, okay, flower. So pop this in. That looks really cool. So I'm gonna make a scalloped edge with this top. So scalloped edge is kind of like if you put like little rainbows all around or like half circles. So we're kind of wanting to cut half circles, and this doesn't have to be perfect either. Just make it so that it makes your flower look great when it goes in the vase. So to start half circles like this, to do scallop, we kind of want to do like cut little triangles out almost. See, like that? and we want to go, just cut around, go in and up, in and up, and down, and up, and down, and up. Great. So now we have this beautiful scalloped edge. It kind of looks like a flower itself, which makes it look really nice with this vase. So we'll try this again. Oh, see, that is really nice. And so with the scalloped edges, the pieces of the flower can kind of lean out in different directions, but the stem goes right down in the middle. I think this is really, really good. So what we want to do now is move our little bits of plastic over to the side. And we're just going to use regular tape for this. So we're going to take a piece of tape and we're going to attach these parts of the bottle together. All right. And you don't even need one long piece of tape. You can just do it with a couple different pieces of tape. But I'm just going to attach it like so. And we're going to tape this side. That is looking nice. And this is really actually pretty secure. You wouldn't even believe that it's like two parts of a water bottle cut together. Okay, we got that. Nice. So let's take a look at our flower again. Oh, that is gonna look really great. And when there's water in here, it's gonna weigh the bottom down, which is even better. So I think we should make a bit of a design for this vase just to make it look a little bit more interesting. So let's use some washi tape for that.
Washi tape?
So washi tape is really flexible tape. So we can use this tape to go over the scalloped edges. If you just kind of put it on the edges, and this could be any thickness of washi tape. What I like about this is it shows off that you did cut a scalloped edge, because you know, if you don't draw attention to it, some people may not notice that. And with flowers, I think you want people to notice these cool things. We're just going to bring this around, and you kind of just want to pinch. Every time you pull, you want to pinch. Washi tape is one of those things that you can kind of just train to do whatever you want it to do. And here we go. Just pinch away and we're done. And washi tape is really easy. You don't even need anything special to tear it. You just rip it. And look at that. So we have our scalloped edge is kind of now has this like beautiful washi tape lining. And maybe we'll put a line on the bottom. I can follow these lines. Maybe I'll just follow this along. Make this look really nice. And I'm gonna put this all around. Have a nice little ring down here. Okay, then I'm gonna use maybe some blue washi tape. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go around and around and around and make a band of blue, and then we'll put another detail on it in a little bit. So I'm just gonna cover up that tape completely by going around and around and around. So I made one loop around, then I'm gonna go one below it, and I'm gonna go around again. Make sure that we're all covered up. Oh, this is looking really, really good. And then the next thing I wanna do is make sure that we do another one down here. Just three, yeah, it's about 3 different little of my skinny little washi tape bands. You might have thicker washi tape, because washi tape comes in all shapes and sizes. Like, look at this washi tape. It's like much thicker than this one. So, and yeah, that's kind of the fun of washi tape. But look at, I even have littler ones. Look at that one, it's super little. Maybe we'll use that too. So I wanna put maybe some yellow in the middle of this blue. I'll grab that right here. And we're gonna go around just the middle. We'll make a little belt for it. This is looking really nice. And nice. And Let's put some of this little washi tape on too, maybe in the middle of the middle band, just because that's always fun. So let me put this down here. A little washi tape. Oh, this top part is not too sticky. All right, you go over here. And we only want to deal with sticky washi tape. And let's put this down. Oh, wow, that looks really good. So yeah, like, I just think washi tape is so much fun because you can play with the different types of washi tape you have. Okay, all we have to do is add the water, which I have right here. So we're gonna pour it in carefully, just like so. But it's gonna go all on the bottom and weigh that down. And we're gonna pop our flour in. Ta-da! Look at that. It's our crafternoon creation. We just made a beautiful vase for our flower. Wow. Well, thank you for having another crafternoon with me, K10. Bye. Hi, it's me, K10, and check it out. We are in the desert. And the desert is a place that's really dry, and there's not a lot of water, and there's a lot of special plants and animals that live here, and there's a plant I want to show you today. Check it out. This is a palm tree.
Palm tree?
Palm trees grow in the desert, and they are so neat. They have these big green leaves at the top that like to sway in the wind, and a palm tree can give you a little bit of shade if you don't want to have the sun in your face all the time when you're out in the desert. And there can be a lot of sun. And the coolest thing about palm trees is that they're named for this. Yep, the palm of your hand. Because those big leaves look just like some palms at the top of the tree. Isn't that cool? Hey, actually, that gives me a clever idea for a crafternoon. Yes! Wait, and you know what we're gonna need? Our palms.
Very funny, K10.
That's silly. Come on. Whoa, okay. We have what we need. It's our palms to do this craft. So, let's get started by actually doing the base first. So, why don't we take, just like you could use a piece of paper, I'm gonna use a little plate to kind of be the base of our palm tree. And I have a fun idea. We could use some of these paper tubes to kind of pile them on top of each other and make them kind of look like that palm tree trunk. Maybe it'll work. So if I cut like this, and I always save my paper tubes, so I'm thinking what we could do is do little snips around the edge here and use that to kind of stick the tree down on the plate. And for this, what you can do is kind of fold these out like this, kind of like a sun, like that desert sun, like that. Do you see that? And so, plop it right on the plate, and then what we can do is use tape to tape it down. You could also use some glue if you wanted to, but I love using tape because it's nice and quick.
Tape is sticky.
And really gets the job done in this craft, I think. Awesome. So this is sticking down really, really nicely, like that. And then we can really get going constructing our tree. So, perfect. So now that this is all down, let's do an idea that I have where we kind of like put one in the other, kind of like that. And then I'm thinking we could do something like this so they kind of like stack on top of each other, and kind of it really looks like that tree trunk. And it might kind of curve different ways. There's different palm trees that kind of do their own thing, and each one is unique. So I think if ours are unique, that's really cool. So I'm gonna take our tacky glue and figure out what we need to do here. I'm gonna put it kind of on the edges of where this is going in. Boop, 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 boop.
Glue!
Oh. And a little bit here, and a little bit here. And so just so it can kind of nestle in and get all sticky. And this will dry clear, so you don't need to worry if you see that. Little spots. And then I'm gonna put this one on top, kind of like this. And don't worry if they don't fit exactly. It's just something we're trying. And your hands might get glue on them, but that again is part of being a crafter. Sometimes you get your art supplies on you. And that is a sign that you are an artist. Okay, so I think we're all good here. But I think we need our palm tree to be slightly taller, because you saw the one that we were underneath. So I'm gonna use another tube. I'm gonna cut it in 3s. Maybe when you're doing it, you could try cutting it in 4s or more even. And again, this does not need to be perfect, because nature isn't perfect. Okay, so we're gonna stick this one right in here. Boop, boop, boop. And they kind of, if you pinch them, they kind of do stay. The glue is just to help a little bit extra. Okay, boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Do you ever sing while you craft? I always do. And my songs don't even make sense. Okay, so put that one on top there. That one is really tall. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little glue here, little glue there. Okay, I hope that sticks. Nice. And then the last one, this can kind of be the one that the palms stick to. And remember why a palm tree is called a palm tree? Because the leaves are in the shape of your hand. I think that is so cool. Okay, just a little bit more glue, but see, we have a really nice base for our tree here. I think that looks really nice. And so now we need to trace our palm. There's lots of crafts that you trace your palm for, but this one I think is maybe my most fun. So I'm gonna take a piece of green construction paper.
Construction paper!
If we wanted to get really creative, we could do a blue palm tree or purple palm tree, but we'll stick with green for now. So I'm gonna take a marker, maybe I'll take a dark green marker and use that to trace my hand. All right, so put this down here. We've gotta make 3 tracings of my hand, so maybe I'm gonna try to be a little bit safe on this to save paper. So I'm gonna go like that, like that, like that. Make these beautiful palm leaves. And maybe I didn't even get marker on myself. Good job. And over here, let's do another one. And I'm right-handed, so I'm using my right hand to trace my left hand, but if you're left-handed, maybe you'll use your right hand to trace. Okay. Awesome. So, we're gonna cut these out. And actually, I'll teach you a little trick. If you wanna cut, because we have to cut 3 out, take 2 pieces of paper and kind of put them together. We'll even get 4 out of doing this. So you're gonna cut along the lines. And again, just do your best. It doesn't have to look like your hand, because we're trying to make it look like a palm tree leaf. Do, 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 do. Listen to the noise that the scissors makes. I love this noise. tricky for you, this is a nice thing to ask a grown-up to help you to do, because this can be a little hard with safety scissors, you know. Okay, bring that around, and are you ready? Check this out. 2 hands. And so, see, it's kind of blowing in the air conditioner anyway, but you can see how these leaves are kind of like that. We'll put those on top. So, let's do that now. So we're gonna use tape, and we're gonna do something called a tape loop. So you take the piece of tape and you just make a loop, so that way it's sticky on both sides. We're gonna put that right here, right on top of our palm tree. Still wet, but that's okay. This is not gonna weigh it down a lot. We're gonna just stick that right there. Maybe we could put a little extra tape just to keep it nice and secure, because that never hurts to have something feel nice and secure. Then we're gonna use our next leaf, and you can kind of turn these leaves any way you want. I'm gonna put this one right here, and we're gonna make that tape loop again, so it's nice and sticky on this palm. We're gonna plop that right here, and maybe just go pinch, pinch, pinch. Nice. And then the last one we need, probably need 3. So let's cut. We can put this in our recycling pile and use that for another craft. And we'll just cut this one out. I can make like a mini desert in my house with this palm tree now. I bet some nice visitors will say, I love your palm tree. But I think this will make me happy every time I see it indoors, because I don't have a palm tree indoors. Okay, and we just cut along the lines. Okay, and sometimes when you're cutting too much, it's nice to just cut away from the paper. So then you just only have to deal with a little bit and not that big whole hanging part. We're just gonna cut around here. There we go. We'll save these scraps for another day. And we're gonna put the tape loop on and pop it right here and right on top, and check this out. It's our crafternoon creation, a palm tree made with the palms of our hands. Wow. I might even use this for shade next time I'm out in the hot desert sun. Well, thank you for joining me for another crafternoon with me, K10. Bye. Thank you so much for watching K10's Crafternoon. If you love making crafts as much as I do, and you love making them with me, make sure to subscribe to my channel on YouTube at K10 Crafternoon. Make sure you ask a parent to help you out. Hi, it's me, K10. And guess what? My friend called me because she scraped her knee on the pavement. Ouch! And I had to run out and give her one of these. Check it out. These are bandages. Have you ever had to use one of these? Yeah, these can help a lot if you get a scrape or a cut, and it really helped my friend. I just wish that there was a way I could make her feel better. Hey, actually I do have a great way to make her feel better. This gives me a clever idea for a crafternoon, and we'll use these bandages. Come on! Whoa, wow. I am ready for a crafternoon. So check these out. We have a couple different colors of bandages. Let's count how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bandages. So my idea for a craft requires 3 bandages, so we'll use 1 of each, just to make it really fun. And we'll move these off to the side. And we'll start with, this is the idea. So we're gonna take a piece of watercolor paper.
Watercolor paper.
And you can find watercolor paper at an art store or the dollar store. So we're gonna fold this together. And also you can do this craft even if you don't have watercolor paper. It'll look nice no matter what. You're gonna fold it like so. You wanna make sure that the edges are nice and even and crisp. Like that, and then you wanna go like that. Whoa, that's sometimes hard. You can use your thumbnail to go like that, make a nice straight edge. And so I was thinking we can make my friend a card that is called a get well soon card. So she'll know that we're thinking of her and we want her to feel better. And my idea is we use Band-Aids. So what we're gonna use is Band-Aids, and these are waterproof Band-Aids. So we're gonna need waterproof Band-Aids for this craft. So we're just gonna open them up and we're gonna put the bandage down. It's cool, so we're actually like putting a bandage on this paper here. So we've got like 1 that we can put here, here, and here. There we go, we've got our 3 bandages ready to go. And we're gonna take our watercolor paints and we're going to paint around the bandages.
Watercolor paint.
To use watercolor paints, we need water. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go into our watercolor paints. Maybe I will use this nice color. I love pink paint. It always looks so pretty. So maybe what we'll do is we'll just paint around this waterproof bandage like that. And there we go. So now we need a new color. I love swirling this color around. Let's pick maybe a color like this nice blue-green color. Put that here. And it's okay if the watercolors touch, because that's all kind of the fun and artisticness of this. There we go. We got a nice kind of oval around this bandage. Then, whoa, look at that water. And then maybe we should use a lighter color, maybe like yellow, like my shirt. Let's do that. Make it all nice and ooey-gooey. I like spinning water around on these to make them all nice and saturated. Saturated just means how much color you see. So if I didn't swirl this around that much, like if I did this, and I just did like boop, you know, you see a little less color than you do if you swirl it around a lot. So this is less saturated, this is more saturated. But for this craft, I like more saturated. Thank you. So we do that. And so now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something where we show the negative space. So we're gonna pull these Band-Aids off, and guess what we're gonna find? Whoa! So that is where the Band-Aid was. So we're creating bandages all over this piece of paper, and I'm gonna put this bandage somewhere else, you know, just kind of anywhere you want. The idea is that we cover it eventually all with bandages. So you're gonna peel this one off. Whoa! And you can even make a bandage kind of cross 2 of them, make it really cool. I'm gonna pull this one off. Wow, that looks so neat. And I'm gonna do maybe one like that. Just, you know, all sorts of different ones. And when some colors go on top of each other, they'll create really cool combinations of colors. So I'm gonna maybe go in with a blue. I love blue. It makes me feel so good. And I'm gonna just swirl that all around. Oh, check it out. So we have a color coming right here, and that's blue and yellow mixed together. Do you know what color that makes? green. So see how this is this is more blue and then this kind of turned green right here when I put it right on top? It's really cool. So I'm gonna put a little bit more saturation on here. Get that blue, and you can go right to the edge of the card. And watercolor paint is easy to clean up. Okay, and so then we just remove that. Whoa! That looks so cool, and these Band-Aids are done. So check this out. This feels so unique and original, and we use Bandages to make it. And this is our Get Well Soon card. So I got these stickers from the dollar store, and check it out. They are like alphabet stickers. So fun. So we can just spell this out, and then it kind of is like, you know, something extra special too, I think. So we find the G, let's pop it here, G-E, and then get, G-E-T, get. We got that word, so we got get. Now we have to spell well, which is W-E-L-L. Let's find the W. W. E. And then two L's, L. Sometimes you don't get all the letters you want in one of these, so sometimes you have to buy two. There's another L we have right here. And then soon is S-O-O-N. So we got an S. And we're gonna do O. O. And then we have the letter N. Get well soon. Look at that, get well soon. So she'll get this card, and you can write a nice note on the inside too. What I think I want to do is I want to take a marker and make this really stand out. So I want to do something called emphasis lines. Okay, there we go, there's my marker. And what you just do here is you just do like little emphasis lines, and you could do these in any color you want. You could do this with paints too. I kind of just like using markers. When we talk about different mediums, like paint is a different medium, markers is a different medium, stickers is a different medium. So I really like art projects that have a lot of different mediums because I think it makes them look really just full of love. There we go. And there, it's our crafternoon creation. Yes! I can't wait to fill this out and send it to her as she gets better from her scrape. Well, thank you so much for joining me for another crafternoon. I had so much fun. Bye! Thank you so much for crafting with me. And guess what? We've got another craft coming up next. Yes! Hi, it's me, K10. And check it out. We have mail. All right, let's open up this card. It says, Dear K10, I love your show. I want to know how to make a craft for my best friend Ava. She just lost a tooth and the tooth fairy is going to visit her. Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. Thanks, Jasper. Also, I put something else in the envelope for you. Let's check it out. What do you think it is? It's a googly eye. This gives me a clever idea for a crafternoon. We can make a little tooth card for your friend Ava. That'd be so fun. Let's go make one now, come on. Whoa, all right. So we have to make something for a friend who lost a tooth. So I'm thinking, why don't we make a tooth fairy? All right, so I think we can use some watercolor paper for this.
Watercolor paper.
So first off, we need to make the shape of a tooth. So what I'm thinking we do is on the back of the watercolor paper, we can draw a tooth shape. To draw a tooth shape, it's kind of like drawing a heart, and then you just kind of dent in at the bottom. Let me show you. We go like this, and we go in, and like this, right? Kind of like how you are when you're drawing a heart. And then you go down, and instead of a heart, where you would connect these two things, you go up and down. We're going to cut this out, and the reason why we drew on the back is because you won't see it on the front. So, cutting this out. And again, teeth are definitely all sorts of shapes and sizes. So you do not need to worry if your tooth is a little bit different or if one side is a little different than the other. That's all part of the fun. All right, so we're gonna curve around and down and up. And we're gonna curve around again. Make that nice and even. And look at that, we have a tooth. What do fairies have? Fairies like to fly around, and they use what to fly around with? Wings. So let's make some fairy wings using our scraps. So I'm gonna draw on the back again. So a fairy wing, let's do, these can be really cute. They can be like this, and kind of like how you would draw a flower petal. And the last thing we need is, I think, our tooth fairy needs a crown. And a crown is really fun because you just draw the base, and then we're gonna go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, kind of just zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. And you can kind of have fun with that. I love drawing zigzags. And the more unique you do it, the more cool it's gonna be. All right, just because we are working with a really small scrap, we can kind of cut in on the zigzags like this. Whoa! All right, boop. And over here, and over here. Nice. Let's do that. All right, so we've got our tooth, we've got our crown, we've got our wings. Now it's time to paint them.
Watercolor paint.
Let's get this nice and wet. And we just start plopping it down on the paper, and see how the paper is absorbing the colors. There's all kind of different ways it's absorbing. We could even try some lighter ones. Look at that. It's just so pretty how all these colors absorb in their own way. Let's try some of this brighter one. Over here. Wow, that is so nice. So we have the crown for our tooth fairy. I'm gonna put it in a drying area. And now we have to paint our wings for our tooth fairy. So I love the idea of doing pink wings. So, oh, this is one of my favorite colors. Maybe I'll use this. And maybe some of this one too. And here we go. Oh, wow. So pretty. And the nice thing about this project is, oh, look at that. I just put a little bit of water on it, and now I'm like really painting. Wow. That looks great. So I'm gonna dry this little wing off in our drying area. And the last wing, our little flower petal, I'm gonna make this one brighter pink. See how that looks. Wow, it's just so cool when all these splotch down in their own unique way. Okay, and because our tooth is watercolor, we're gonna put some watercolor on that. Check this wing out. So beautiful. So, let's glue these eyes on. Excuse me. Sometimes flipping these over is tricky. A little bit of glue.
Glue.
There we go. One tooth fairy eye on. And a little bit of glue. Two tooth fairy eyes on. Next thing I want to do is I want to do some cute little cheeks. Because you know, when you pinch your cheeks, they get all rosy. I think this tooth fairy could have the rosiest little cheeks.
Aw, so cute.
So let me pick a color. How about this one? This one is a nice kind of cheek color. Maybe a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Now let's just see what we get right here. If we do little rosy cheeks. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Let's do rosy cheeks over here. And if you just kind of move your brush in a circle, it actually makes a bigger circle, just like that. Okay, and now we just need a smile. We're gonna do a fine line, and we're gonna use this little paintbrush for that. We're gonna go into the black watercolor, and let's give this little tooth a smile. Oh, that is just so cute. Look at that. And so what we gotta do now is we've got to use our glue to connect all these pieces on to our beautiful tooth. So we have this wing. Oh, that's gonna look so good. So what you do is you put some glue kind of at the bottom tip of that wing, and you put it back there, and then you kind of find out where it looks good. I think that looks really nice for a wing. You also could just tape it if you didn't want to glue it. Wow, check it out! We made a tooth fairy using watercolor paper and watercolors. It's our crafternoon creation! Yes! Thank you so much for having another crafternoon with me, K10. Bye! Bye! I'm gonna fly! All right. It's me, K10, and look at where I'm walking. It's a path. Yeah, I'm on a hike. A hike is like a walk, but you just do it on a path. And you can see all sorts of really cool things like other people and animals and plants. Oh, hey.
Hi.
Are you on a hike?
I am on a hike.
Oh, that's so cool. A person who goes for a hike is called a hiker. That is so neat. How's your hike going?
It's going really well, but I kind of wish I had something to help me walk a little bit better.
Hey, wait a minute. This gives me a clever idea for a crafternoon. Wait right there.
Okay.
Hang on. Wait, but I'm gonna need a stick and your 3 favorite colors.
Orange, yellow, and blue.
Orange, yellow, blue. Okay, help me remember that. Okay, wait right there. Whoa, okay, so we've got our stick. That will be our hiking stick. And we've got our embroidery floss.
Embroidery floss.
I love embroidery floss. It is so cool. You can use it for so many different things. So let's remember, what were his 3 favorite colors? They were orange. So let's use this orange because we already had it. Yellow. So maybe we could use this yellow. That's really nice. It kind of matches my top. And the last one was blue. Maybe this blue. That looks really nice. So we've got orange, yellow, and blue. Great. So when you have embroidery floss, it comes like this. And you can always like easily pull it out like that, which is pretty cool. So it's all looped in there. So we're gonna start on this handle. So we're gonna tie it on, just like so. And you're gonna double knot it. And then all we're gonna do is you're gonna line this along there. and you're just gonna start wrapping it around. You can wrap it up, you can wrap it down. The most important thing is that you kind of just do it your own way that you want to do it, and you wrap for about like, you know, half of a finger, and that's how long we'll go. So you can also incorporate other things in it. So I was thinking we could use a pom-pom.
Pom-poms.
And you can also wind it on. You could also maybe use a pipe cleaner if you wanted. You could put anything in as long as you kind of like wind it on and hold it that way. So there we go, look at that. We've got a stick with the blue pom-pom right in it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this, and we're gonna tie this so it is nice and tied off, just like so. Boom, so we'll use our orange next. So we're just gonna pull this out, and we're going to we're gonna tie this on. Whoa, stick, don't move. We're gonna tie this on, boop, 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 boop. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to hide this in the cord that we're wrapping around. So, and we're gonna lay this part down too. So really, like when we're wrapping the orange around, we're trying to hide the extra cord of the yellow and also the cord of the orange. So let's remember the favorite colors. Maybe we could put a yellow pom-pom on this one, so I'll grab a yellow pom-pom. These are such cool colors all together. This orange kind of reminds me of an orange vegetable that I love. Do you know what it is? Carrot.
Num num num. I love carrots too.
So just keep wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. And then when we've kind of got to that half a finger length, we're going to cut it. And remember what we're gonna do? We're gonna tie it. Okay, so we're gonna tie that right there. Boom. Okay, so the next color is the blue. We have this beautiful blue. It's kind of like a periwinkle blue, I think it's called. So we're gonna pull that out. And we're going to tie it on. And like, you know, this doesn't need to be perfect. It just has to be kind of fun and how you would make it. So you might not even make it like how I make it, but it's gonna be special no matter what because you made it. And if it's a gift, that's even cooler. So we're just gonna start wrapping this around. And we're gonna hide these orange pieces and this long string too, because we don't want to see that. And I think what we should do is we should make this a pattern. So a pattern is something that repeats. So if we have yellow, orange, and blue, what should be the next thing in our pattern? Yellow. And now what we're gonna do is we're going to cover it in a glue and water kind of potion. So take a little cup and we're gonna just glob some of our tacky glue in. All right, here we go. Whoa!
Glue!
And we're gonna take some water and we're just gonna pour it in. Just enough to maybe cover it like so. So we're kind of watering down some glue. We're gonna use a paintbrush for this. I'm using kind of a bigger paintbrush. And take a minute and just swirl this around. And this is looking great. Okay, so now that we have our mixture ready to go, we're gonna take I like using a piece of tin foil just to like catch the mess and not have it stick. So we've got our tin foil down and our little jar of this. So what we want to do is we just want to coat all this stuff in our glue mixture. That way it kind of like gets everything a little wet and also helps everything set. So, you know, it stays on a lot better than if we just left it as it is. Because right now the only thing holding it all down is our knots. So we're just gonna flip it over and we're gonna do the other side. Whoa. And just get that on there. Nice. Just brush it on. There we go. All right, so check it out. This is our hiking stick. So all we need to do is wait for it to dry and go find our hiker who's waiting for us. Yes!
Hi.
Look at what I made for you.
Wow, is this a hiking stick?
It is. Check it out. And it's your favorite colors. Yellow, orange, and blue.
Wow,
And I did it in a pattern too, so it repeats.
it's really nice.
Thank you so much. And yeah, that's to keep your hand nice and comfortable so you don't have to grab the actual stick. Yeah.
Cool, this will help me so much on my hike. Thank you so much.
Of course, I love when a craft can help.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye, good luck on your hike.
Thank you.
Wow, that was so nice to help somebody with a craft. Well, thank you so much for joining me for another Crafternoon.